final prep work on a field that I'm taking organic. A little bit about the field. It's some of the worst dirt in the world. I had some soil health consultants come out. They took some samples. They called me a few weeks later. They said, "Hey, we got your samples back." I said, "That's great. What do I need to plant?" They said, "A for sale sign." Got a bad joke out of the way. Moving on. Last fall, we harvested the beans. It was a wet fall. I didn't get a chance to get a good cover established. Then a few weeks later, a neighbor called, said, "I've got some cover crop seed left over. It's yours. It'll be cheap." And then a couple weeks later, it actually dried up and got up to about 45, 50 degrees in December. I thought, how serendipitous. Couldn't think of a reason not to at least try the cover crop, get it planted. We threw it out with a truck, and then we lightly incorporated it with a vertical tillage tool. The results were probably a good reason not to do it. It was pretty well an epic failure. We didn't get a good established cover. I've got two great fears in my life. The first is that I'm living a real life The Truman Show. The second is I won't be able to terminate my cover crop. I'm not concerned about one of those things at this point. Other than that, this spring, we have not touched it with any tillage tool. All we've done is we spread 2 tons of chicken manure and some potassium sulfate. Right now, we're working it in with a Case Turbo Till 330, a vertical tillage tool, in an attempt to take out any cover crop that did survive or any weeds that are starting to come up this spring. So we're back out here in Oglesville at the farm that we were at earlier this morning. We thought we were going to be able to turbo till it and with the vertical tillage tool, and that would take care of the weed problems. It did do a nice job of opening it up to air it out. Did do a nice job of chopping things up, but we still felt like there was some grass that was in a position to survive and give us fits throughout the year. Being my first year organic, I wanted to make sure I started with a clean slate. Now I will say that the goal is to eventually reduce the amount of tillage that we do, especially while the crop's not growing, when we're not plowing for weed control. So we went and we hooked to the field cultivator. On the conventional side, we haven't used this thing in probably 3 years. It was gone through, put up, and then we just never hooked to it again. We did get it out. Can't believe it, but all the tires had air in them, which our stuff we use every day, we can't even pull that off. So it's just a plow with hanging spikes dragging in the back. Does a really nice job of, taking weeds, turning them under, and at the same time leaving a nice level, flat place to plant on. So while we thought the turbo till might be able to take it up, we did want to play it safe and do an extra pass across the organic acres with this. Our first farm, we made 2 passes with the turbo till, hoping that the second pass would take care of the problem. It did not, so it had 2 passes with the turbo till, and then this farm here, since we learned our lesson, we made 1 pass with the turbo till, followed with this, and seems to do as good of a job. Again, another mistake made, lesson learned, and fixed. We're going to follow right in behind with the planter, and then hopefully work in our water furrows later on, or some sort of an irrigation system, either a berm irrigating system or an in-furrow. So stay tuned. I hope you will be videoing our successes and our failures. I'm assuming mostly failures, and you can see where we leave ourselves plenty of room for improvement, what we do wrong, and if we do anything right, we'll probably video that twice just to brag. Thanks.